Friends, Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, man, you know this does not work. Let's get open for business here on this Tuesday afternoon. You know it's the off season, and it was last year, about a year ago, almost a year ago, that a lot of the hate for me happened. I know it's hard to believe that people actually don't like me. That people, even though my motto is spread the mojo, look out for your fellow man, try and help out others. You know, I work and try and help other people with their channels grow and stuff. I like to look at myself as kind of like Teddy Riley, rump shaker, who produces people. See, I enjoy helping to bring other channels around, like Michael Anthony Fitness and E2 Blue, DMV Dallas Cowboys, Katie Calls It, Philly 500, T, TKG TV. I've been hitting the head too many times, so forgive me. I don't remember everything, and I can't. I write things down. The problem is I've been hitting the head so many times that I lose the list. But I'm about spreading the mojo. That's the motto of this channel and things. But, people started to hate me because of one statement. Believe it or not, I do know people. I do know people. And from time to time, people share things with me, and I pass them on. Doesn't mean it's always right. I mean, I pulled, unfortunately, some people will say an Ian Rappaport. But I believe I got more hate than Ian Rappaport has ever had in his whole career. Because here's the thing, and it's so funny because a year later, the flirtation is still there. I said what I had heard, that the Dallas Cowboys were talking to the Seattle Seahawks about making a trade for Earl Thomas. And we know that they tried to make a trade for him during the draft. It just wasn't enough. We know that they had talked before the trade deadline and even was investigated by the NFL for tampering because some of the coaches said, "Are you ready for tomorrow?" As in, you're going to become a Dallas Cowboy tomorrow. But yet still some people don't let it go. Because I remember just the other night hearing somebody throwing me under the bus about the Earl Thomas situation, that Mark Holmes is a clickbait. Well, you know what? History is going to repeat itself. I'm going to go back to the well. Because here's the thing I'm going to tell you about, friends. The Dallas Cowboys had a great season. But the interesting thing about the NFL is you could have a great running back, you can have great wide receivers and everything else. You can have everything together. But sometimes the difference in winning and losing is one thing and one thing only. Do you know what that one thing is? Do you? Do you, punk? Sometimes the difference of winning games comes down to turning the football over, taking the ball away at the right time, giving your offense more opportunities. And it meant that, my friends, since the 2014 season has been missing. Part of the reason why the 2014 Dallas Cowboys team did so good, it wasn't because the defense was great, because they weren't. But they were great at one thing. They were second in the NFL at taking the ball away, giving the offense shorter fields, giving them a few more chances to go ahead and score. And when you have that, the odds are that you will score more points. But since that time, the Dallas Cowboys have been lacking in the takeaway. Now, they've been good that they haven't been turning the ball over, which has helped. It's helped keep you in games as opposed to being blown out. But the problem is we can't seem to intercept the ball. Last year, Xavier Lays the Woods was number one in takeaways with interceptions. Only two. Two freaking interceptions. Only one other player had two interceptions in the league, Van Der Esch. Everybody else, and there was only 5 of them, only had one. We had 9 interceptions on the season. That's like one every other game. It's so bad, I'm choking on it. You need a guy who's a ball hawk. So when I was told that the Cowboys were talking to Seattle and that they were interested in trying to throw in Orlando Scandrick just to kind of get him off the roster and stuff, my buddy Mike Fisher, and by the way, Mike Fisher and I both follow each other. Okay? There's no beef between us. Mike Fisher's good people. He's got a great bar, you know. Check out the chicken wings and the burgers, too. But Mike Fisher was asked, is there anything to what Joe Boo said? And he said, man, there's nothing to this. He threw me under the bus, but it's okay. He threw me under the bus. And so many people ran with that. Mark Holmes, he made his shit up. He's a liar. Don't follow him. I had people that I've had on this channel that turned their back on me. That threw me under the bus as well. But that's okay. Because you know what? I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. Because I, in a way, feel vindicated because the Dallas Cowboys have been trying to get Earl Thomas the whole time. They're just trying to get it for the right price, and I can't blame them for that. Don't give up the farm for a guy that's old. However, I will say this. As Mike Fisher, who is out there right now, and nobody's accused him of being a clickbaiter, as far as I know, he just posted on Twitter, Nina and Earl Thomas, Nina being his wife, the Texas native, he's from Texas, and Seattle Seahawk, that's former now because he's a free agent, star, free agent safety, who has been for a year a Cowboys target. Oh, wait, whoa, hold the phone. Hold the phone. Didn't I say it was almost a year ago? Didn't I? Didn't I say a year ago it was before the draft? The Cowboys were trying to get this guy. Let's go on to this a little more. So let's go ahead and build this. It's the offseason, guys. We got to have something to talk about. It's been a year for the Cowboys' target, one Earl Thomas. They are in Austin and having enrolled their children in school there. Mike, any thoughts on that? That Earl Thomas, his family, has moved back to Austin and his kids are enrolled in school in Austin, Texas. No comment?
That talk didn't start on my channel too.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. That talk, Michael Anthony is the Alliance of American Football expert.
Until the week of the draft.
Until the draft. He said, F the Cowboys until the draft gets here. It's all about the Alliance of American Football. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bother you with Dallas Cowboys news. He's deep, right now, as we speak, he's working on his Alliance of American Football. He is the expert. I got to be honest, I don't even know all the teams. All I know is I like seeing the hits. That's all I can tell you. So, here's the thing with my original point. The only question in my mind is, what is the bottom line? How much will it cost? Will he be looking to still be the highest paid safety in football after being injured the last 2 years? Because I look at it like this. I do believe, I may be crazy, but on that last first down run that Jared Goff made, that I believe Earl Thomas would have made that tackle and stopped him. I believe that. And when I look at knowing that Xavier Woods and Leighton Vander Esch each only have 2 interceptions. I remember back to that game where the Cowboys played the Seahawks where Earl Thomas had 2 interceptions alone in that game. Now, he only played in 4 games, but he still had 3 interceptions. On the season, that correlates to 12 interceptions himself, which would be 3 more than what the Dallas Cowboys had for the whole season. It is my belief, and again, it's easy to be the Monday morning quarterback, okay? Or the guy after the fact that's looking. It's easy for me because it's not my money, it's not my team. My ass is not on the line. Oh, actually, my ass is on the line when I talk about Earl Thomas. I forgot about that. But I look at it like this. If you're the Dallas Cowboys, you look at the team that you have that's one of the youngest ones in football. If Sean Lee and our long snapper retire, I think we are the youngest team in football. I may be wrong on that, but I think we are the youngest team. I think we're third youngest right now. But this is a team that's got a lot of experience. Vander Esch, Jalen Smith. I mean, between the two of them, they only have 2 seasons of football. 3 seasons of football. They're young. They're going to get better. You look at DeMarcus Lawrence, 2 years, being healthy and stuff. He's still a young guy and ready to make a move. Dak and Zeke. Running backs get old quick. And if you look around our division and you see the Washington Redskins without a quarterback, you see the New York Giants with an Eli Manning, you see the turmoil that's there in Philadelphia and Carson Wentz not being able to stay on the field completely, you look at this and you say, this might be the year that you go all out. Because the division, I got to be honest, after you get past the Eagles, I don't see much from those other 2 teams. And I look around the NFC. Of course, New Orleans is a great team. Of course, the Rams. Although I kind of question Jared Goff. I think Jared Goff's going downhill. The Bears, I think that's a one-year wonder. They surprise people. Nobody was expecting them. And I look around the NFC and say, what juggernaut is out there that you can't beat? And if you can get an advantage for a game or 2, just 1 or 2 games, do you think we would have lost to Seattle if Earl Thomas had been on our team? Had he not made those 2 plays? Do you? Do you, Punk? I think it would have went the other way. And if you had started winning more of those games, a couple of games, just a couple, let's say you just won 2 and had more games at home, maybe the season ends up a little different, and maybe you're in the big show as opposed to playing on the road against the Rams. I don't know. I'm crazy, and I'm also the guy who starts a whole lot of crap. But you know what? I'm going to do what I do. And if they hate me for it, hate me for it. But we're going to get on the Earl Thomas to Cowboys bandwagon today. I'm Mark Holmes, and I look forward to you bringing on the hate. As Michael Anthony says, your hate fuels me. Right? I didn't do it right, did I? Oh, he doesn't. Okay, he doesn't say it anymore, so I'm going to steal it then. You don't have copyrighted, do you? Okay. He said, your hate, it fuels me.